Yo, what is up, guys? It's Cone. Um, I just recorded the video of like recapping the night, and then as soon as it uploads, James Harden comes out and says some stuff about. Um, Actually, you know what? I'll just read you the quote. I've got it up on my phone real quick. Yeah, this is the closest I've ever uploaded two videos back to back. But James Harden said that the Rockets are, quote, just not good enough, talent wise or chemistry wise. I love this city. I literally have done everything that I can. I mean, this situation is crazy. It's something that I just don't think can be fixed. And if that isn't like damning, like it's so obvious that he wants out, as if his play wasn't an indicator already. The fact that he is now on a 5 game streak of scoring less than 20 points, which is the longest one since he was playing for the Thunder as our sixth man. It's so obvious how badly he wants out, and it's been obvious. Like some people have been trying to deny it. I'll give it to him. He has been kind of professional, talking about how they're going to try and make it work and stuff like that. But it's been obvious. It's just it's crazy. So I don't know where. I don't think the Rockets can go anywhere from here. I think that the Rockets have to trade him. He has to go. You have to start building that team up for the future. You've got Christian Wood. I guess you have John Wall, even though he's getting older and getting paid a lot of money. But you have John Wall. You could maybe try and flip John Wall for some pieces, but Christian Wood's a good young piece. You got to flip Harden to another team. He's got to go before the end of the season because that chemistry is going to keep breaking down, and you don't want to make either those guys unhappy or make James Harden more unhappy, so he continues to tank his trade value because it's continued to tank over the course of the season as it shows that he doesn't want to try, and teams might be like, "Whoa, what is he doing?" And then there was a whole incident at the start of the season where he went off to a club, got the game against the Thunder canceled. There's a lot of stuff going on. You can't have that happening for a guy that you're hoping to build your franchise out of the pieces that you trade for with him. You can't have him continue to tank his trade value. So he's got to go this season, in my opinion. Yeah, the question is where? Where does he go? Because obviously Houston doesn't want to get robbed for James Harden. You're not going to trade him for a terrible package. It makes it harder to go to the Nets now that Dinwiddie got hurt because Dinwiddie probably would have been part of that package, making salaries work and stuff like that. There's still ways that they can make it work. Obviously, I think you'd go for Levert. You could try and get Jared Allen. He's a good piece, and you try and build off some picks. Brooklyn might honestly not be too like afraid to do it because Kyrie's been kind of AWOL, and they might just be like, all right, we need to bring in another player. They could even throw Kyrie in that deal. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think Brooklyn is willing to break up the whole Kyrie KD experiment quite yet because Kyrie, when he has been on the court, has been playing incredibly. Sorry if I look down at my phone, but anytime there's still like new stuff coming out about this James Harden thing, just want to make sure I don't miss any of it. But you can't break up the KD and Kyrie experiment this early, at least in my opinion, with how good Kyrie's been playing. You just can't do it. But if you can bring in Kyrie, Harden, and Kevin Durant, I know that people talk about there's only one ball. That team wins the chip. It's gonna happen. That team would be so good. Like it doesn't really fix their defensive issues, but Harden is honestly an underrated defender, at least a post defender. He struggles sometimes on the perimeter, but he's a big body. Yeah, if you can't tell by the pictures that are coming out about him today, he's a large dude, and he's going to kind of body up on those players in the post. He's going to be fine guarding people in the post, kind of like a Marcus Smart type thing, where Smart is a good post defender even for his small size. Smart's also a great all around defender, but anyways, he's got to go. Sixers, another option you could go for, and honestly, I think the Sixers right now are the most realistic option. You've got you've got Joel Embiid, who is playing like an MVP candidate. He's been incredible. The Sixers in general have been incredible. But Ben Simmons is kind of struggling at some points. Today he fouled out in their game. He just didn't look great scoring wise. He just can't really put the ball in the basket sometimes. And his shot isn't developing the way that I was hoping it would this season under Daryl Morey, a guy who promotes like, oh, shoot the ball, shoot the ball. Doc Rivers, a new coach who could push him. There was talks about Danny Green pushing him and other players pushing him to shoot. He's just not shooting. He's got to shoot. And I know that's been a debate for a long time. Oh, does Ben Simmons need to shoot? He needs to shoot because that makes the Sixers team so much more, or he just needs to be a threat to shoot. Like teams aren't even going to guard him out there because he's never going to take that shot. He's taken it a couple times this season. He's taken it more frequently. But when you take like 1 3 a game or like 2 threes a game, which he's never done, like that's not going to do it. You need to like shoot from there. So one game he just needs to be like, all right, screw it. I'm going to shoot 4 threes this game. Just chuck them. He could brick them off the side of the backboard. But if a team sees him taking them, they might think about guarding him, or at least the player's going to hesitate before diving off of him when he's standing on the perimeter. They're not going to immediately shade over to Embiid because that hurts them. I do like Ben Simmons. I think he's a defensive player of the year type player. But if you could trade him for Harden, you might want to do that because if the way with Embiid is playing and the way like Seth Curry is playing, Tyrese Maxey was a steal at 21. I don't know how they got him at 21. Danny Green has been off and on, but he's playing okay sometimes. But that team looks so good. If you had James Harden to that team is going to win the East. I think which if a team trades for James Harden, they're going to win the Eastern Conference, unless it's like one of the lower teams. But if one of those top teams, like a Brooklyn or a Philly, trade for him, or even a Boston, though, I don't think is going to trade for him because Jaylen Brown has been amazing. He has been an all-star level player. Like I thought he was going to be before the season. He was a player I expected to make his first all-star appearance before this upcoming season. I don't know if you trade Jaylen Brown right now because they are playing really, really well, and Jaylen Brown's a big part of that. So I don't know if you flip him. You obviously don't trade Jason Tatum. It doesn't happen. So I think the Celtics are out. The Raptors could go for it. Um, they have Siakam, who's like their only piece though, and I don't see the Rockets going for Siakam, even though he hasn't picked up his play recently. It's just not a piece that I think is going to be very appealing to them. He would not fit with Christian Wood. So I think the Raptors are kind of off the table. You have maybe like the Nuggets. I think the Nuggets could put together an intriguing offer. You throw Michael Porter Jr., Gary Harris to make the salaries match. Maybe you throw in like a Bol and like some picks or something like that. That's a lot of interesting young talent. And when you get a player like, because those players also fit the team, you could run Michael Porter at the small forward, Christian Wood at the power forward. At the center, you could put Bol. Like if you're trying to look at like down the line to the future, that team's going to be bad, but they're going to be fun for right now. They'll be an entertaining product on the floor. Michael Porter Jr. can have some nights where he's going to throw in some crazy dunks, have 30 points. John Wall and him could be kind of fun. I don't know. You just got to trade Harden. He's got to go. So that's what I wanted to say. It's still insane to me, that quote, the fact that he just straight up said they weren't good enough. He also said something along the lines of like, tonight showed you the difference between us and like the good teams in the NBA or like the elite teams. He said it's clear we're not there. He's just given up. And I said that earlier in my video. I like I said, I just dropped my nightly recap video type thing. Go check that out. I just posted it, like I said, like 30 minutes ago. Probably by the time this is posted. Yeah, James Harden wants out. Well, that's something we've known forever, but at least now he's come out and said it. So it'll be interesting to see where Harden gets traded, and I'm gonna keep looking at this situation, keep monitoring it, and obviously when Harden, Jesus, gets traded, I will be here to react to it. So I'll see you guys later. Everyone stay back.